Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my bad reaction to Simochi deck. Just a, special type of burn deck that focuses on healing as well. To make this deck work, you kind of need a few different things. You need some burn, you need some healing, you need some kind of stalling, and some kind of draw power. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of burn decks. I like to mess with all different kinds of decks, so I'm having a little bit of fun with this one, but, if it's not your kind of deck, I understand. I do have a different Simochi deck that I made a long time ago, but this is kind of an updated version and kind of changed some things around to kind of make it work better. So now I'm just going to get into the cards. So Nurse Reficule, obviously the same effect as bad reaction to Simochi, allowing you to play Simochi's effect a little bit faster using cards like Upstart Goblin and Soul Taker right away, which can be very useful. And then Battle Fader, great option for stalling. It's up to you, if you want to focus on more stalling or not stalling at all. I find that stalling can be very, very useful later on once you deplete your resources. Simochi deck can be very resource heavy because you're using so many traps and spells early on. Cardcar, great option for draw power. You're not summoning that many monsters, so this can be very, very useful to get some resources back. And then we have Lava Golem. So Lava Golem is a really great card in this deck. Again, you're not summoning that many monsters, so it isn't really a big problem for you to use it. And it annoys your opponent like crazy. It's also really great in combination with some of the other burn cards I have, like Magic Cylinder. So it can be a really great choice in this deck. Again, your opponent is going to be swarming a lot or summoning a lot more monsters. You won't be destroying them very often, so having cards like Lava Golem is really nice, especially to get rid of effects that you really are going to get shut down by. Mystic Tomato, a great card for getting out Nurse, also allowing you to stall a little bit. This can be very useful. Marshmallon, also a really good stall card that can do some burn damage as well, so that can be very useful. I've seen some people run more than one of it. I'm currently not. It can get destroyed pretty easily because there's so many destruction effects going on nowadays, but can be very useful. Morphing Jar, a great choice for draw power. Again, you're going to be using your resources so quickly, so it's nice after you set all your traps or anything like that. You can use Morphing Jar to get your resources back. And usually with 10 cards that are all going to be focused on burning, you'll be able to win the duel pretty quickly, so that can be very nice. Then we have 1 day apiece for draw power and, again, to protect yourself. Very nice. Obviously, you'll use all your burn damage cards, and then activate this, and then you'll be safe and have more cards to use, so very good in this deck. Upstart Goblin, Soul Taker, both options for the anti-heal part of the deck, so very, very useful, giving you draw power and destruction, so very nice. Then obviously the staple card, bad reaction to Simochi, giving you access to annoying the hell out of your opponent by healing them, but doing damage, so very, very interesting card. Then we have Just Desserts, really good burn card, especially with the prevalence of swarming and all that stuff. Can be very good in combination with some other cards too, but a great burn card in general. Gift card, obviously, with bad reaction to Simochi, this becomes insane and you can do insane damage. Again, with the resources that you have, it can be very nice. You can do some big damage very early on. A lot of OTKs, a lot of 5,000–6,000 damage early on with this deck. Dimension Wall and Magic Cylinder kind of doing the same thing, keeping your opponent from being able to attack you or just helping them to take a lot of damage. So very useful cards overall, and very good in combination with a Lava Golem. Secret Barrel, another really good burn card, especially since you're not, running out your opponent's resources that much, so they're going to keep all these cards on the field and you're going to start to build up a lot of damage. So good card early on, even better card later on in the duel. Secret Barrel and Just Desserts also work really well with this card, Ojama Trio. So you're giving them more cards that they can't really use, that they're going to take more damage from, and you're clogging up their field. So great card overall. I love running Ojama Trio in this deck. Path of Destiny, kind of the same thing as Gift Card, but obviously this is more of a risky card, but can pay off really hugely. And since it's guaranteed damage, it can be really great. And then we have Dark Bribe. So Dark Bribe is an interesting card in this deck. The thing about Dark Bribe is that one of the things that really messes with this deck is MST. So you have Dark Bribe in this deck to keep your Simochi alive, and obviously, it can be very useful in terms of other things you got to negate. So I'm running Dark Bribe. Some people don't. I personally think it is very useful, so you can keep Simochi out. So for the extra deck, I'm not going to talk too much about the extra deck. Just kind of the cards you probably would expect, like Gagaga Cowboy and Shamoji Soldier to do some heal that turns into burn damage. You know, a lot of the ones you'd expect, like Slacker Magician, Master Key Bettle can protect, a lot of other kind of 4-stars that can stall. Still kind of messing with the extra deck. It's not the focus of this deck, so not going to talk about it too much. But you guys can kind of make your own observations on what you want to use in the extra deck. So for the side deck, again in my videos, a side deck is not an actual side deck. It's kind of a collection of suggestions that also work for the main deck. So they're kind of choices you can personally make when you're building your own deck. So Cat of Ill Omen, great for getting traps. Spirit Reaper, another good stall card, but it doesn't do damage. That's why I like Marshmallon. And then we have Koala, another burn card. MST, definite choice in this deck to get rid of traps that will annoy you, but I like running Dark Bribe for this deck. Necrovalley in combination with Cat of Ill Omen, very useful and annoying your opponent. You could also run Gravekeepers in this deck. I've seen some hybrid decks with Gravekeepers and this. Wave Motion Cannon, another burn damage card, but gets destroyed easily. Chain Strike if you're comboing a lot of different traps and stuff. I'd put this card more in like a full burn deck, so personally not running it, and I also don't want to chain bad reaction, in case of MST. Scapegoat, a stalling card. Rain of Mercy, another healing card, but it gets outshined by a lot of the other cards you can use. Swords of Revealing Light, Level Limit, Gravity Bind, all stall cards, all not that useful anymore, so I'm currently not running them, but can help. Ceasefire, another really good kind of burn card that can do a lot of damage when your opponent starts bringing up a lot of monsters. Judgment of Anubis, interesting one to counter MST, but because it doesn't counter anything but MST, because there's no Heavy Storm anymore, I don't really like running it, but your choice. Torrential Tribute and cards like Dark Hole, destruction cards, not the focus of this deck. You also don't want to get rid of your Nurse if you're using it, so currently not what I'm running, but can be useful if you want to deplete your opponent's resources. But overall, that's my Simochi deck. If you have your own Simochi deck, post in the comments below. Let me know what cards you're using, how your build works, stuff like that. If you like this video, you can subscribe or hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to talk to me, you can see my Twitter right there. You can see my other contacts in the description. If you want to see more decks from me, you can check the playlist in the description. That'll have a list of all the decks I've made so far, including my original Simochi deck. But I think that's about it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you later.